Dorothy, like so many of the others who had come to Hampton Roads during the war, didn't want to return to her former life. She assumed that she was going to keep her job and continue with her new life. It wasn't a risk-free bet. Dorothy committed to the lease on the apartment in Newsom Park before Langley converted her wartime employee status to that of permanent civil service employee. She didn't want to wait to put down roots in her new home, even though it soon became apparent that losing the apartment was still a possibility. Dorothy and the others who lived in her neighborhood learned that some local officials wanted to demolish Newsom Park and redevelop the neighborhood, and federal authorities planned to pry the houses off their foundations and send them to war-devastated populations in Europe. The residents went back and forth with the government over the status of their neighborhood, which they had come to love. The government said that Newsom Park was not temporary in character, yet not permanent in its current location. Though they lived in a state of limbo, the people of Newsom Park were determined to do everything they could to keep their community alive. Life in Newport News was an adjustment for Dorothy's children, who missed their small-town freedom and the space at the big house in Farmville. But as the months passed, the family settled in. Dorothy had become quite close to her fellow West computer, Miriam Mann. They were friends both at work and at home, and their families had become like one large extended family. When Dorothy and Miriam learned that the famous African-American singer Marian Anderson was going to perform at Hampton Institute, the women made plans for their families to go together. On the day of the performance, Dorothy looked over at her children, who were entranced by Anderson's beautiful voice. Dorothy knew this moment was one her family would never forget. She knew they were home.